In the Kitchen, sponsored by Coastal Medical Service.
Welcome back. Well, this week we're headed back into the kitchen with Chef Becky. Let's see what Chef has whipped up for us today. Hey everybody, we are back in the kitchen with Chef Becky today. Thanks, Chef. So what are we whipping up today?
Well, for Cinco de Mayo, we have a brand new recipe. It's my pork carnitas tacos. So let's go through the ingredients before we get started. Here we have 4 pounds of boneless pork shoulder, 3 tablespoons of canola oil, 2 large jalapenos that have been minced, 3 tablespoons of minced garlic cloves, 2 teaspoons salt, 2 teaspoons of Mexican oregano, 2 teaspoons of ground coriander, 1.5 teaspoons paprika, 1 teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and this is 1 teaspoon of marjoram, and 1/4 cup of fresh lime juice.
Sounds like a lot of delicious ingredients we've got going. So what are we gonna do first?
First, we're gonna start by making the dry rub. So in a small bowl, we're gonna combine all the seasonings.
It smells so good.
Okay. So this dry rub will just set aside. Now I'm gonna dive into the wet part. So that's the 3 tablespoons of canola oil.
Does the oil help make the dry rub stick?
That's exactly right. So now it's time for the jalapenos and garlic.
Spicy.
So now, Angela, could you help me out by adding the dry seasonings?
Yeah.
And I'll just continue mixing. So I'm just massaging the meat and making sure all the sides have been covered with the seasoning. Okay, now would you drizzle the lime juice over it?
Yes, Chef.
Okay, now this is thoroughly coated, and now it's ready to transfer to the crock pot.
Okay.
And if you don't have crock pot, you could also use an Instapot.
Ooh.
Or just low and slow in a conventional oven. This will cook for 10 hours on low.
So night before.
I think that's easiest. So 10 hours have passed and our pork is tender and ready to be shredded. So now I'm going to use a slotted spoon and transfer the meat to a large bowl so we can shred it. So I'm just shredding the meat into bite-sized pieces.
It's tender.
Tender, juicy, flavorful.
Does slow cooking make it more tender and juicy?
Definitely. So we've shredded the meat, and I think we should add the juice back to the recipe. Just fat means flavor. Now that it's taco time, I'm going to transfer the meat to a pretty serving bowl. So to keep our tortillas from cracking, I have covered them with a damp paper towel, and now we're going to microwave them for about 1 minute. Tortillas are steaming hot. Now it's time to build some tacos. And then I like to serve it with some fresh lime wedges.
All right, Chef, these look delicious. Perfect
Thank
for
you.
Cinco de Mayo. That's right. Perfect for parties, Taco Tuesdays.
Stock in your freezer.
Yeah, and you can definitely use it over and over and over again, even the juices. Let's talk about where they can find your recipe.
So you can find this recipe on my website, chefbecky.com, as well as my Facebook page and Instagram page.
Delicious, but not a date night food.
The raw onion.
Yeah, raw onion, the mess.